Hello, welcome back to Survival Stories with yours truly, Bob. That's right, I am Bob today. We are venturing back and forth. There's one quick thing that I want to do over in the Botania area, but then we are going to jump right back over to here to do more with the tech and all that jazz that people seem to really enjoy more than Botania. I don't know what it is, but that's the truth. Anyways, so we are jumping on over to our crag area, which pretty awesome, right? I think it's pretty good. You guys seem to really like it as well. Quite a few decent ideas as well coming out of the last episode. I didn't really get any on my lighting idea, but maybe with me building a little bit more here on camera and asking it right at the beginning, maybe some more people will have some input, because sometimes people don't watch that late. Hi, pig. You see, hi. Alright, so here we are over at the crag, and I've built a little bit more. Now, it's not done at all, but I wanted to get up to that second level. And I don't know if we're going to still use that level as some Botania level, or if we're going to use the other magic ones there and there. But as you can see, it's a little bit more grown in. We have some trees, we have this beautiful pathway, which still needs a little bit of love, trust me, don't worry about that. Ignore the crag in the background, okay, just ignore that. But as you can see, more growth, more overgrowth, all that kind of stuff. We have a few more trees that need to grow in. We have some wobbly supports. And I built this beautiful staircase with some great wood in the wall. The creeper's gonna fall on me, I see. And we got up to the second level here, okay? Now this goes pretty deep. It goes pretty crazy. And we're not gonna deal with that. Nope, not right now. Especially when nighttime's coming. So, instead, cowabunga. Alright, there we go. But a nice little thing, but we need to light it, right? Other than torches just on the path, I need some way of lighting it that's a little bit better than that. And I don't know, there's a few options, but remember my resources are still a little bit limited as well in the creation of whatever we're deciding here. We are over here, and we have a decent amount of mana. Not bad at all. And we have the runic altar set up. Yeah, it's not sleepy time yet, is it? Come on, sleepy time. There we go. Sleep off this nighttime. And then we can make one more item that I really want from Botania. Alright? So we're going to get a little bit more mana steel. 6 to be exact. And we're going to just click them on the runic altar like so. And then the other things that we need, if I'm not mistaken, let me double check just to be sure in our Lexica Botania. Rune of Air is carpet, feather, and string. Carpet, feather, string. And then all we do is we hit it with the wand. Huzzah! And it's starting to craft, okay? Now those of you that are experienced... we're almost out of living rock. Need a little bit more living rock. It's fine, it's fine. Nothing to see here, folks. Nothing to see at all. But those of you that are very familiar with the Botania, you guys will know exactly what I'm making. This is called a Rune of Air. And it's one of the vital things in Botania. There we go. Awesome. We got it. That's all that there is to it. Nothing too crazy. You... Really, dog? Shaking? Shaking while I'm doing a video. I see how it is. No respect, man. Alright. So, Rune of Air is definitely a thing. And we're going to make one other rune here. So we need a block of coal. We need a piece of stone. And a mushroom. Now, for those of you that aren't familiar, this is the Rune of Earth recipe. And again, very nice little setup. Alright, there we go. Let's put the mushrooms in there. I did manage to find a skeleton spawner way over there. So we might have to do something with that pretty soon as well. Okay. Come on, living rock. Time it perfectly. Nope, we're behind. We're late. Living stone, please. Transform yourself. Please. You know, is just going to be a pain in the butt. There we go. I only need the one. Thank you. Thank you very nice. Very kindly. There we go. Rune of Earth as well. Okay, good. Now, what are we making? What are we making? Great question. We are making the Sojourner's Sash. Okay? So we're going to need another piece of mana steel and 4 leather. Now, most of that is not a problem at all. I don't know if my leather's over here. We might have to venture to the other neck of the woods. But, let me just do this. And we will head back. Get out of this Botania-filled world. And get back to our tech. And the Sojourner Sash is going to help all that. Don't mind this giant spruce tree. That's farming the spruce. Ah, home sweet home in the tech world. Let's get our... Really? That's all we have for leather? That ain't gonna work. We need 4 pieces. We need 4 pieces of leather. There's a moo over here. Sorry. Shield your eyes. We must kill some cows. Not a big deal, though. We can always get more. There's plenty of land available to us. Here, Mr. Cow, Mr. Cow, Mr. Cow. Hiya. Okay, one more. One more. I can transform into a cow now, though. How sweet is that? Really? No leather? Really? There we go. We got the 4. That's all we got, though. Oh, well. What can you do? Had to kill 3 more cows, though, for it. That's kind of nasty. Oh, well. Hey, it's the way of the world. There's predators and there's prey. I am the predator. Anyways, guys, we are going to make this sash. And what this sash is going to do, this sash is going to improve our movement speed over land and swimming and a couple other things. So it's very, very nice indeed. There we go. Boom. And we can equip it in the belt slot here. And you should see... Hello? Okay. We are, I think, a little bit faster. Are we? Are we? No, maybe we're not faster. But what this does do... No? Did they not nerf? What is it even doing? I'm not seeing the difference. Not seeing the difference at all. It's supposed to increase my movement speed, my jump height, and resistance to mana. This power comes at a small mana cost. Oh. Oh. Well, we don't have a mana tablet on us. Oh well, that's fine. We will move on and get to work on the other stuff. That's right. There's other stuff that needs to be worked on. Hype. Alrighty, so a lot of you guys were liking both ideas. I tore down my little mock-up, but I think I'm going to flesh out a little bit with the tree idea here, and I want to see how it works. If it functions like I plan in my brain, which it probably won't, it might be pretty sweet. So for example, here we have the alloy smelter and we have the sag mill, and then we could add another machine here, and I want to have most of the machines down on the ground, and then equally up high is going to be mostly tree, right? Now we could also have maybe secret rooms up higher, if you know what I mean. That might be pretty cool. I'm not sure. We'll see how it all fleshes out. Now, when building a tree, they suck. Let's put it that way. There's lots of little things that you need to consider. And one of those things is the way that the tree leans, okay? Now, the way that a tree leans has a huge impact on the way it looks. And most trees... surprise, surprise, do lean, okay? So keep that in mind when you're thinking about your tree, building your tree, all that kind of stuff, because it does happen. And you want it to be ever so gradual of a lean. Nothing too crazy, but enough to be considered different, right? And you need to also make sure that as you go... it's not too dramatic of a lean, right? Because you still need a lot of the fundamentals and support for the tree. If you don't have those, it's just going to look terrible. All right. Okay, let's see how that's looking here. Ooh, ow. All right. So, kind of a nice little lean. We have extra roots here that appear to be popping out of the ground as the tree is starting to lean to the side. It's not bad at all. I kind of like this idea too. It's almost like the roots growing out of the grass. So that's a pretty nice little tiny lean to her. I kind of like where we're going so far. What do you guys think? Please, please give me as much feedback as possible because we're doing this together. This is a great build and we can kind of start doing her together. And it's going to be awesome. Oh, I forgot to get more blocks. So I think, that might be good enough for now. So I want to have a power tree. I want to have a processing tree. I want to have, you know, like a manual tree type thing. Now, the best thing about the processing tree is it would be mostly a tree. But maybe we do the actual processing in a plant as well. That might be all right too. Or a good idea, I should say. But, yeah. Anyways, I am going to do a little bit more building. I need to kind of decide how tall we need to go with this thing. But, all in due time, right? Indeed. Alrighty, that's not too bad. Of course, it's looking a little bit bare, but the other thing to consider with your lean is most of your foliage is going to be on the side that's probably leaning. That would equal it the heavy side of the area, right? So a bigger branch off the one side. You're still going to have a little bit of counterbalance in your trees for sure, and hopefully this looks good and I'm not just spouting off a whole bunch of BS that you guys will be like, aha, that looks terrible. God, I hope not. But I need to get some leaves, and luckily our great woods have grown over here, so I am in due need of gathering some leaves. The other thing is we need a ton of stuff. We need to start teching up. We need to hit the nether. We need to do all the things. Don't you agree? I think so. It is almost that time. For sure. Most of these leaves are going to be quite difficult to get. So, I think I'm going to get some of them off camera. And I'll meet you back here. Alrighty, so not bad. I think it still needs a little bit of work though, but not too bad for a first little layer. I don't mind it at all. This seems a little bit long, but you know, you can kind of tell that there's a bit of a branch there. I need to get flight. While doing this, I have decided that I need some flight, because holy cow, me jump stacking like this over and over and over again is getting to be a little bit annoying, might I say. But yeah, it's not too shabby. The underside is actually some of the hardest part, in my opinion. And you know, this brings me back, and I used to watch a ton of YouTube videos, just like you guys. And sadly, I don't quite have as much time as I used to do that. I do really miss a lot. Which is too sad, too sad, because there are a few, back in the day especially, that I loved to watch. I got lots of great wood, I might as well fill it all in. There were some back in the day of perimeters and whatnot that you could make in the vanilla worlds before mods even came out. You know, the Etho, the DocM, the B-dubs, I still watch most of them, but DocM's tree, back in one of his original seasons, was so inspiring. I tried making one myself, and that did not go well, just saying. My God, the amount of work that man put into that tree had to have been astronomical, alright? But pretty awesome build, right? And that's basically where I fell in love with the nature side of Minecraft is from that and Etho and all those guys. B-dubs with his crazy trees all over the place. I don't do that. I don't know what you're talking about. But that is kind of where my passion for the game really started to take off. And they're the reason I play the game today. So if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't play Minecraft. Simple as that. So a big thanks goes out to them, even though they probably will not be watching this video. But I know a lot of you guys are also fans of theirs as well. But they are awesome. Awesome, awesome. So I'm kind of trying to think a little bit like what Doc M used to do with his tree a little bit. Just a little tiny bit. Because he said, if I'm not mistaken, a long time ago, and maybe this was even, you know, later than that tree. I'm not sure. He said it probably a few times. Ow! That randomness is key. That hurt. Really? Eat some food. Eat some food. Alright, I don't want to die today. I haven't died yet. But randomness is very key and very important when building natural things. And I completely agree with him. You need some sort of structure behind the randomness. But getting random with your leaves, with all your placements and this and that, very, very important for your build. Alright? Especially if you're trying to do a nice little natural build like this. Stupid shift key failing me. And this is coming from one of the consummate skyblock professionals of the world. Self-proclaimed, might I add. Myself. But yeah, so definitely lots of randomness, but still good structure is very important to these builds. And we'll see how many. I did plant down a greatwood sapling over there, and I want to see how that potentially works. Just growing the tree maybe a little bit and see what happens. Because maybe some of them could be handcrafted like this, and other ones could be grown, which could be pretty darn cool. We're going to lean this a little bit more here. Like so. Yeah. Give me more logs. Okay, good. Now, I think this is basically going to be the top. I think we're going to go up one more level, and this will be the top of our tree. And I wanted to make sure that this branch was nice and close. So, I'm going to do a little bit more. Maybe we'll even get this done today. Maybe. Probably. That's awesome. I'm hardly ever that prepared. So, very excited about that. Alrighty, so I'm still not 100% on the tree, but I feel like we've made pretty good progress, and I think at this point we'll say, yeah, 75% good, right? So, not bad, right? I mean, it's definitely leafy. It feels like it's missing a little something here. I might need to expand on that branch a little bit or something like that, just out of wood. It feels like it just needs a little bit more, and you know what? It might even just need to get supported here. A little bit more, if you know what I mean. Like maybe this comes all the way down or something like that. Kind of, it looked a little bit too much. Yeah, that's not bad. And then we might need another little, you know, branchway off to the side there. But yeah, pretty good. I like it. You know, it looks overgrown, all that kind of stuff. We can get some vines on it later. All that jazz. Oh man, why is it always nighttime? Every time. When you're building, it's amazing. You guys think it's been, what, 20 minutes? No. 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 2 hours? But yeah, these types of things do take time. So, let's see. You probably won't be able to tell if I do that. Let's go down just a little bit further. And then we're actually going to look in a little bit into the Ender IO mod. We might need a little bit here as well. And yeah, so a little bit of building on camera, a little bit of building off camera. Please let me know what you guys think of all that. I'd really like your input, because some of this, you know, I do, some of it I don't, and maybe you guys will like this in a modded series, maybe you won't. So we got, yeah, that feels a bit better, a little bit girthier. I like it. I like it so far, so good. I'll probably need to get more leaves. You know, you can never have enough leaves, right? Come on now. Alright, so anyways, we are back and into the tech world. So we have our sag mill and our alloy smelter. I left this spot here open where we could put another machine. And I'm thinking now, what do I want this tree to be? Again, the power is going to move. We're probably going to change up this chest a little bit. You know what else I could probably do with this thing? I could probably add in the odd carpenter block. That might work pretty good. Is there actually Endermen over here? Or are they down below? They're down below. So that might work as well. And maybe just trim the sides. And as you can see, I've done it all the way around for the most part. It looks pretty sharp in my opinion. It does look like it's leaning, which is the effect I wanted. But enough talking about the tree. You guys want to see some stuff. So let's look up the Ender.io mod. I really want to get to a point where we can start automating things. I think that we will start automating up the system pretty soon as well. But that'll take a little bit of time. I'm going to probably do some of that building on and off camera as well with you guys. But in the meantime, let's look at the Ender.io stuff that there is available to us. The painting machine is amazing. It absolutely is awesome. But the main two blocks are the two that we have there. Now, one thing I wouldn't mind doing is upgrading them. But at this point in time, I really don't even have anything to put through them. It's all been processed, and it's all sitting in this chest. This is all my loot. I haven't gone mining again yet. So that's kind of all of our loot. Now, one big thing that we could definitely get is a capacitor bank. Now, a capacitor bank, let's find the right one. Basic capacitor bank right here. This guy is basically going to store some power. So a million RF is a great amount of power. And for that, we're going to need to get ourselves some of these basic capacitors, a redstone block, and 4, count it, 4 iron, right? So it's not too bad. Let's first get ourselves the redstone block. And each capacitor we need 4. I think it's 8 of that. And we need some gold nuggets. Do we have some over here? We have 1. Alright, let's get a couple more. Good. Good. Excellent. And some copper. So we'll get the 4 copper as well. And basically we can make ourselves the basic capacitor, like so. And because I had 2 different types of copper, silly mod pack, we can get the other 4 as well. Very good. And we had enough gold nuggets, which is beautiful. And just 4 little iron. And this should give us a, that's a furnace. This should give us a wonderful base product to start storing some of our energy. And then you can upgrade this guy to the next level and stuff like that with some of the more advanced metals and whatnot in the Ender.io universe. So what I think I'm going to do back here, let's grab our Yeta wrench and disconnect that there. And we're going to add the capacitor right there. We will set it. Now, as you can see, power is already coming in. It's pretty smart. But I'm going to set input and output on the block just with right-clicking on it. And that will just designate for sure the differences. So we have, of course, the furnace generators, which maybe we could look to improve on next episode. I don't know. Maybe. And we can get those jacked up with some more charcoal, start fueling up. And as you can see, we're getting 80 RF per tick, which is each of these. Oh, I see how it is. Cell phone. 40 per, so 80 in. You can see it there with the plus 80. And we're starting to at least store some of our power, more so than this storage was going to do, which is great. So we kind of have storage upon storage upon storage, which is pretty much good enough for me. Definitely good enough for me. Now, a lot of the other Ender.io blocks, Some of them require us to go into the nether. And I'm thinking we will definitely be jumping into the nether here in no time flat. But there is another block that I wanted to make, and I wanted to make it right away here because we have the technology. I believe it's 5 iron. I guess we can put some of that stuff away. Do I have planks? You know what? I might even have one of these items. I do. Okay, good. We have a dolly. Excellent. But we need to make it a diamond dolly. Now, the reason I want to do this is because it's actually going to allow us to pick up that skeleton spawner that I found earlier on and move it wherever we want it to go. Alright, so I'm going to grab that and probably bring it closer to home. Because my bone situation, not great. I have 9 bones on my entire person. So I think I'm going to move that over here as well. And that'll be a great way for us to grind out some experience, get some of that stuff going. We can get better armor, better everything from that point on. Oh my, look at that tree. Oh, that is a nice tree. That makes this look like a pile of junk. Like I said, I did plant this one here. So we should see some stuff down the road here. See what it kind of looks like. I'm thinking kind of like a beautiful tree garden of tech, and then a processing facility in the middle that's all been nicely overgrown. So, yeah, so far so good. I like it. And, yeah, I think I'll meet you guys over at the spawner.